Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and the patch 8.2.5 PTR is somewhat available. At the time of making this video, the patch currently is not live for us to log into to see some of the things. So for this video, we're going to be taking a look at all the content that's available in the patch 8.2.5 technically, even though we can't check it out. So be sure to update your PTR to log in and check out some of the new things if you guys are interested. Now there's a lot of stuff that came out that's going to be general, so there's not a lot of class changes. For any class specific changes, we'll have a separate video. Of course, you guys are probably interested in seeing Worgen and the Goblin. That is going to be in a separate video. I'm still not sure whether this video is going to come before the Goblin and Worgen or afterwards. Depends when the PTR goes up. In this video, we're looking at this first wave of changes happening in 8.2.5. This might not be everything by the time they release 8.2.5 fully, but at least this is the first wave of the new things we can take a look at right now. The first thing we're going to take a look at is PTR patch 8.2.5 build 31337 Durotar Warfront map. Now on Wowhead they have the map of Siege of Orgrimmar, so if you're looking at this on Wowhead, they don't have the wrong map. But there is something in the files that says Durotar Warfront. Makes me wonder if this is going to be a Horde versus Alliance Warfront, which most of them are, since, you know, it's the whole Warfront thing, it's the faction combat. Or I wonder if maybe Sylvanas will be making an entrance as the villain. Maybe the Horde will get a chance at Sylvanas, and then Alliance will get a chance at Sylvanas, push her back into Orgrimmar. It's very exciting to see what the story entails. While not a lot of class updates happened yet, and we will cover them as soon as anything major happens, Hunters did get a new glyph. Glyph of Dire Bees. Your Dire Beast ability calls on bees. This is of course a play on words with the bees, which is so old at this point, but it is still in season because the bee mounts are getting added for the Alliance, which is going to be another one of those things we'll all be able to pick up very soon. We also got a variety of model updates for a couple of key characters in the future of BFA storyline. We have ourselves Valeera, Wrathion, Zakan, and Calia Menethil. I want to take a look at every one of them closely, in detail, to take a look at some of their getup, which might give us a hint of what future WoW expansions might give us in terms of outfits, clothing, as well as transmog. With Wrathion, we're seeing the long jackets everywhere, and I feel like they need to add some sort of a long jacket for us to transmog. Unless you're a Kultiran, that is currently not available, and something that looks in the way that his does would be pretty dope. We also have the hand guards as well as the shoulders, which resemble that of a dragon. The scales on the shoulders of the black dragonflight, as well as the face of a black dragon on the hand guards. Can't really say much about the clown shoes, but he does look fancy, spiffy, and very well detailed. The fact that Wrathion is coming back into the patch 8.2.5 has been hinted for a while. If you have been paying attention to just about every aspect of the game, whether in Nazjatar or in a few key scenarios, you actually will see a bunch of Wrathion's followers trying to skulk out the area and looking out for what the Alliance and the Horde is doing. So Wrathion's coming was predicted for quite a while. Next we have Calia Menethil. And I gotta say the model looks absolutely awesome, but there's a bit more explanation to who Calia is. First, let's take a close look at the model. You will take a look at and see that Calia is, well, first of all, actually undead. And we'll talk about why she's undead in a bit. Some of the attire that she has, they have the cowl that goes around the head, which is in some way priest-like, but also in some way vampire-like. The mix of colors is interesting as well. I would say that maybe she is still a priest, which is originally who the character was in the storyline. You also have a little bit of a corset look. You have this robe slash tabard looking top attire, but you also still have the pants and the boots. I wonder if this type of attire will be something that players might be able to get in future WoW expansions. This character being introduced in patch 8.2.5 is actually quite important, as the storyline and the idea behind potential future allied race does rest with this character. If you guys want to know more about Calia Menethil, what's her story, I have a link down below in order to show you guys a bit extra information if you want to learn more. It was one of those stories that Blizzard didn't include into the game, and hopefully they'll maybe, since they are bringing her back, are going to be adding some sort of an event for us to see what happened to this character and how her story is important and integral to 825, why she's literally undead, because the story that they've done was like either a short story or in a book. And I don't know how many people that play the game will go outside of the game for other sources of lore information. Taking a look at our boy Zakan, you actually get to see quite a hero of the Horde. This boy, we can't really see his face, but he definitely does look a little more matured. Some of the things we can note are the more details with the shoulders that he's wearing, as well as the arm guards. The mask itself does seem to have some sort of tusk protectors to it. Maybe that'll be something players will be able to earn themselves in the future. You also have the pants, which are more leotard style, but also has a drape in the back to almost give you a robe-like appearance. Overall, looks amazing, impressive, and very well detailed. And then we got Valeera Sanguinar being reimagined in a very similar style to Heroes of the Storm. Well, actually given more the original attire that she was supposed to be with. At the time of making the character, they actually slapped parts leather, parts cloth gear to make the look for Valeera, and with her being reworked for this new patch of 8.2.5, the character does look pretty awesome. No, the hair is not supposed to be glued on straight like that, it is supposed to sway back and forth, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. We also got a couple different mounts. You have a few mounts that are going to be available through Alterac Valley with the brand new event of WoW Anniversary. You have on the Horde side the Frost Wolf Snarler, which will be a Frost Wolf mount yet again, but this one is different. It has purple eyes. And for the Alliance, nothing better than a Stormpike Battle Ram. Honestly, for a Ram, I'm not really a huge Ram mount guy, but this ram does look really detailed. I very much like it, and what I like about it are the original colors, how they were able to take the original vanilla ram mounts and then just simply make them high definition while keeping the same thing that makes them oh so epic to look at. And then we got a camel mount. This one I don't think has any kind of specific event for it, just a camel mount getting added into the game. Maybe it'll be unlocked through archaeology potentially. But it has a couple notable things like backpacks and chests all over the place, and it comes with pilot's goggles. I don't know why this mount is getting added, and it might be some profession or an achievement-based thing, but I know that I want it because I want to take this thing out and ride and run in Vol'dun on my brand new camel. Patch 8.2.5 is going to be the patch of the bees, as Blizzard decided to add a bunch of items for the bee event. What I'm guessing that this is going to be is, first of all, the bee mount that everybody else should be able to unlock. Whether Alliance or Horde, mainly, we don't know yet. We know the bees are getting added for the Alliance, so it might be a good idea to start leveling an alt if you want to get the bee mount for your account. But it looks like this is just a set of items that you might be able to buy from a sort of quartermaster. It's a good thing that 8.2.5 is still going to bring us some content, even if it's just some side stuff to do for a mount or two. But maybe it might be another catch-up mechanism that could be added in 8.2.5 in preparation for the next patch. We also have more information on how to unlock your own Obsidian Worldbreaker, which is going to be the Deathwing mount introduced on WoW's 15th anniversary. There's going to be a big PvE party, or rather a PvE LFR event that's going to go through a time-walking extravaganza with the help of Chromie. Chromie is going to send us into BC to take on Kel'Thas Sunstrider, Lady Vashj'ir, and Archimonde. Then we're going to travel to Wrath of the Lich King, where we will take on Kel'Thuzad, Anubarak, and Lich King himself. Finally, our destination ends in the expansion for Cataclysm, with Cho'Gall, Nefarian, and Ragnaros to take on. Once you kill all 9 bosses in this LFR time walking event, you will be awarded with your own mount. I do wonder if this is just going to be exactly the same fights of the bosses, just scaled, or if it's going to be a slightly different, almost a dungeon style, but designed for like 25 people in LFR. Hopefully it's not too ridiculous where mechanics are insane, where you actually have to do stuff, because if I did this with a guild, and I could queue this with a pre-made group, I'd be perfectly okay with it. But this seems to be an LFR thing, so hopefully everybody has their heads on straight if this is going to be a mechanic heavy type of encounter. Either way, super exciting. Cannot wait to get my Obsidian Deathwing mount. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about everything that's coming in patch 8.2.5. This is the first bit of information we got so far, and there's going to be more coming in waves. And I'm going to be trying to make as many videos on everything that is new and exciting for 8.2.5. So subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up with that. One of the things that I'm personally very excited about is potential class changes, particularly to some specs that are just not doing that great, that really need some love. This would be a perfect opportunity for Blizzard to take a look at certain things like enhancement shamans, for example, and see if they can somehow help them out after the implementation of the Essence system. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the patch 8.2.5 stuff happening in the future, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.